Rise and shine, everyone. 6 o'clock here on your Monday morning. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Jason and Alicia here with you. Hope you have a good week here. It's going to be a great week.
It's going to be a great week. If you look at the 7-day, let's get to Ben because the week looks great. I'm doing your job. I'm sorry.
No, we don't have any major weather headlines this week, and our next chance for rain isn't until after midweek. And this morning, we're just looking at very patchy areas of fog, especially across parts of western Wisconsin, Osceola down towards New Richmond, seeing about a quarter to a half-mile visibility respectively. But we still have a bit of a breeze out there, and there still is some cloud cover, so that kind of limits how much widespread fog we're seeing to start off the day. Here's our radar satellite composite. Yesterday's rain, which was kind of a bit of a letdown, needless to say, around the Twin Cities metro. The rain has totally left the state, and we are going to see a mostly dry day today. And you can even see some of those showers even exiting Iowa and moving into Illinois. Here's a look at the next 12 hours. We're going to start off in the mid-60s. Mixture of clouds and sunshine today. Humidity should be a little more tolerable, but we're still a little muggy this morning. We'll time out that next chance for rain with your full forecast coming up. Alicia.
Ben, thanks. 6:02 here on the dot. Looking at roads for you this morning. 280 southbound will be closing tonight at 9 p.m. between Larpenteur and 94. So just a heads up for that. Here's a traffic camera near MSP International Airport too this morning. It's been relatively quiet. 62 at 28th Avenue. Here's the map. You can check your own routes, but all green around the 694, 494 loop.
Well, in just 3 hours, former MPD officer Tu Thao is set to be sentenced for his role in George Floyd's murder. Thao is the last of the 4 former Minneapolis police officers to be sentenced at the state level.
Cece is live at the Hennepin County Courthouse with more on what we can expect this morning. Hey, Cece.
Hey, good morning. Thao's sentencing is set for 9 this morning. Now, unlike J. Alexander King and Thomas Lane, Thao didn't accept a plea deal in his state case. But instead of, going to trial and then letting a jury decide his fate, he's actually going to have Judge Peter Cahill do that. Now, in May, Thao was found guilty of aiding and abetting second-degree manslaughter. Today's sentencing comes as Thao is already serving a 3.5-year federal sentence. Back in May of 2021, a federal grand jury indicted Thao on 2 counts of depriving Floyd of his civil rights. He was then sentenced in July of 2022. He appealed that federal sentence, but just this past Friday, an appellate court panel upheld the federal convictions. As of this morning, Thao is in custody at the Hennepin County Jail. Back to you.
All right, Cece, thanks for that update.
Now, the cases for the other officers involved have wrapped up. Derek Chauvin was found guilty of second-degree and third-degree murder, as well as second-degree manslaughter. He was sentenced to 22.5 years in prison by the state and 21 years on the federal level. He's now in a federal prison over in Arizona. Meanwhile, Thomas Lane is serving a 3-year prison sentence in Colorado, and J. Alexander King is behind bars in Ohio, serving 3.5 years. Developing this morning, charges could come as soon as today for a 14-year-old police say shot and killed a 12-year-old boy in St. Paul over the weekend.
This comes as the family of the victim, Marquis Jones, tries to figure out where the deadly weapon came from. Eva Anderson is outside the Juvenile Detention Center in Ramsey County right now, where the 14-year-old is currently being held. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Alicia. In a matter of hours, we're hoping to learn the 14-year-old suspect's name and his relation to 12-year-old Marquis Jones, the victim. Still a mystery, though, is where that loaded gun allegedly used in the shooting came from. Marquis' family held a vigil and balloon release yesterday in his memory, just over 24 hours after he was killed. Family members say he was at his grandma's house when the shooting happened near Stinson and Gaultier Street in St. Paul. Police took a 14-year-old boy into custody on suspicion of manslaughter. Now, community leaders are calling on families to keep their guns out of the hands of children.
Our people continue to leave these firearms laying around places. This continue to show the problem and the issue that we have within our community, especially around our home, especially around our children, especially in these houses, especially when they're loaded at that. We need to make sure that we step up and stand up and say something about it and do something about it and make changes within our homes and within our community.
Coming up in 30 minutes, we'll hear from the family of 12-year-old Marquis Jones. Guys, back to you.
Such an incredibly sad story. Eva Anderson reporting live for us this morning. Thank you.
Well, at 1:30 this afternoon, the man convicted of killing a beloved Bloomington hockey coach will be sentenced. According to the criminal complaint, Ryan Whistler and Mike Ryan got into a fight back in 2021 over social distancing at the St. Paul bar Irby's on the Park. Police say Whistler punched Ryan, causing him to fall down a flight of stairs and hit his head. Ryan died a short while later from a traumatic brain injury.
One of the two officers seriously hurt in a shooting 3 weeks ago in Fargo is back home right now. This morning we have video of the emotional moment he walked out of the hospital. Good to see here. Officer Andrew Dotis was one of two officers injured in a shooting 3 weeks ago. Police say the other officer, Tyler Hawes, remains in the hospital and continues to recover. A third officer, Jake Wallin, died in that shooting.
Former President Donald Trump's attorneys have less than 12 hours to respond to a motion for a protective order in his election interference case. Special counsel Jack Smith wants the judge to set limits on what Trump's team can do with evidence in the case and which materials can be shared with the former president. Trump's attorney appeared on Meet the Press addressing questions yesterday.
So what you're arguing is if the president did violate the law, he did so because he got advice from counsel to violate the law?
No, that's what people misunderstand. In order to have a violation of law, you have to have criminal intent, and in this case, corrupt intent. And what that means is that you have to have some desire to do something unlawful.
Trump's attorney says his team plans to oppose the motion for a protective order.
6:07, and another reason this morning to put down your phone when you're driving to work. Through a grant, Richfield Police received a Ford F-150 that is equipped with 4 cameras designed to catch distracted driving. The cameras record evidence of distracted driving in case the offending driver needs to be taken to a court for a violation.
The best spot usually to see somebody on their cell phone is either when you're next to them on a 2-lane road or when you're sitting at a red light. And a lot of people don't understand that even at a red light, you can't use your phone. You still have to be hands-free.
Now, Richfield Police say they often loan the truck out to surrounding areas like Bloomington, Eden Prairie, Edina, and to the airport.
At noon today, an all-day celebration kicks off at Paisley Park in honor of a new highway dedicated to Prince. Last week, markers were put up in Chanhassen along Highway 5, renaming it to Prince Rogers Nelson Memorial Highway. These special signs, as you can see, are purple instead of the usual green. Today's celebration and toasts goes until 8 tonight.